Hi, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, tonight, the Ministry of Youth and Sports have clarified reports that they paid over $3 million to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to produce and broadcast the 13th African Games hosted in Accra. Now, this follows comments by the Director General for GBC, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, that sought to suggest that the media house only received $105,000 instead of the over $3 million stated by the minister at the Public Accounts Committee. Now, this caused a public uproar with questions raised over accountability. However, in a statement, detailed statement, the Sports Ministry explained how and when the payments were made to GBC. And we've got excerpts of that statement for you very shortly, where they state how the contract was agreed with the Sports Ministry and the payments that was made as and when. So there you see the statement there, and they make the point that they wish to clarify the following issues: that the Ministry of Youth and Sports, through the local organizing committee, received proposals from various stakeholders for the production and broadcasting rights for the 13th African Games. Now, the statement continues that some organizations submitted proposals in excess of $6 million, which the ministry deemed excessive. Continues that also the ministry, in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engaged the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. The statement continues that the other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for the production and transmission was the lowest. Now, the statement stresses that with the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement the obligations, the total agreed amount was $3.6 million. Then, subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and the GBC. Then, from the total amount, $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in two tranches, $1 million and $1.5 million on 13th of August 2024 and 22nd May 2024, respectively. Then another amount of $1 million was paid to the third parties upon the instruction of GBC in accordance with the contract. It says in conclusion that as a public institution, they are committed to transparency and accountability in the discharge of their mandate. Two tranches of payments were made to the GBC and the dates were stated. Now, we have also intercepted correspondence between GBC and the Ministry of Youth and Sports, which further gave clarity to the other organizations that GBC contracted to help them execute the contract that was given to them. And you see that memo here that GBC dated February 28, 2024, wrote to the Ministry of Youth and Sports detailing the other companies they were going to be working with for coverage of the African Games. They talk about PGS, who were due to receive in excess of €2 million. They talk about Quality Media Productions, who billed $1 million to do their part of the contract. The production room, $57,000. Silicon Productions in $165,000. GBC themselves, for providing airtime for the games to be shown on their GTV Sports channel, they were due to get $105,000, and Positive Communications received $20,000. So these were the five other companies that GBC outsourced some part of the contract to deliver on the coverage of the African Games. This seems to suggest that some finality has been brought to this matter, with the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee insisting that they have indeed received sufficient information and will follow up with GBC to get further clarity on these companies and what it is that they did. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Youth and Sports has also demanded an apology from the Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, insisting that the Professor Amin Al-Hassan made misleading comment relating to the payment. Hence, there is a need for him to apologize.
What they were entitled to, or they are part of the entire contract that they executed, is the 105,000 US dollars. This clearly indicates that the ministry has executed or has fulfilled its part of the bargain. We do not have issues with regards to GB. We have not seen any contrary fact that says that GBC claims we have not fulfilled our part of the bargain. And on this note, I believe that the Director General, in his interview, where he created the impression that the minister misinformed the public, should apologize. Because the evidence that is out there, I've seen people have intercepted documents, letters that were written by the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, signed by the professor himself, to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, demanding for payment, which the ministry obliged. So with the evidence available and the evidence in the public domain, I believe we should be asking the Director General questions. Did he indeed receive it or not? He should come and tell us he's not received it. Then, whatever evidence that must be brought to expose the person who is misleading the public will be placed out there.
Away from that to some arm wrestling now, where Grace Minter, Ghana's Grace Minter, in a thrilling finale at the 2024 World Arm Wrestling Championship in Moldova, has made history by clinching the coveted gold medal in the women's 80 kg category. The packed arena erupted in cheers by the Africa for Africa team as Minter, who is also a policewoman by profession, defeated her compatriots from Sweden, Ukraine, Germany, Turkey, and others in an enthralling match that went into overtime. Now, Minter becomes the first Ghanaian to win a World Championship medal after grabbing gold in the Master Women 80 kilograms left arm contest, gaining a first global experience at the 2023 World Combat Games in Saudi Arabia. She had dominated Africa since 2019, winning the African Championship back-to-back and going on, and also winning gold at the 2023 African Games and going on to establish herself as a force to reckon with when it comes to arm wrestling. Now, President of the Federation, Ghana Arm Wrestling Federation, Charles Osei-Sibe, joins me briefly on Zoom to talk about this very feat by Grace Minter. Mr. Charles Osei-Sibe, thank you very much for your time. Just quickly, though, how much of a big deal is this gold medal for Minter and the Federation?
Well, it's a journey we started in 2016, and for me, Grace has made us proud. As I sit here, I'm trying to research to see whether any Ghanaian has won a gold medal in the World Championship event. For us, we are happy. We won 41 medals during the African Games, and Ghanaians, many thought it was a fluke, but I feel that basking 41 medals for Ghana in the Africa Games should have brought some attention to the sport of arm wrestling. I am happy, and I feel that Ghanaians should pay attention to the sport we manage. Grace is a hero, and all the female advocates, the country should welcome Grace as she comes home. Like I said, as a journalist and a sports administrator, I cannot recollect if any Ghanaian has won a world championship gold in the last 40 or 50 years. And this is what Grace has done. And I think that is a great achievement Ghana must celebrate and adequately reward Grace.
Well, let's use the opportunity to talk about what lies ahead for the Federation before the end of the year.
Well, we have an event in Hungary. Beyond that, we just have to break for the year because the year has been a tough one. Preparing for the African Games was tough. Beyond the Africa Games, we're also preparing for the World Championship. Grace, the police officer, has won a gold medal for Ghana. So what we intend doing is to climax the year with what we call the showdown, arm wrestling showdown in Ghana, and that will happen in November. After that, we'll break for the year and then begin to prepare. But Razak, I want to use your platform to appeal to Ghana. Arm wrestling has shown that it is the sport of choice. Corporate Ghana, government, and everybody must pay attention to the sport because come 2027 Africa Games, by the grace of God, if we play, arm wrestling will still be able to win more medals for Ghana. If indeed we want to get there, the preparation and the support must start today. I have said that all that we need is a training center. If we're able to get that training, I am not asking for money for myself or for my athletes. We want to expand. We want to encourage participation. All we need is a training center.
Well, Mr. Charles Esibe, we'll definitely follow up on that. Thank you very much for your time. That's Mr. Charles Esibe, the president of Ghana Arm Wrestling Federation, doing really wonderful job.